Hello, everyone. This is a DGHradio.com USVI news update, and I'm reporter DKS reporting the news for September 12th, 2025. This briefing synthesizes key themes and important facts from recent Virgin Islands news, covering the period of September 10th, 12, 2025. It highlights critical challenges and progress across infrastructure, public services, economic development, and community well-being. The Virgin Islands are grappling with significant challenges in their infrastructure and public services, but also making strides in long-term investments and recovery efforts. Soaring construction costs and public housing delays. Lawmakers are increasingly concerned about the escalating costs of government-backed construction projects, particularly public housing. Material prices, supply chain delays, and design revisions are pushing projects beyond earlier estimates, with some budgets nearly doubling, leading to costs close to a seven-figure sum per home. This rise threatens to limit the availability of affordable units, potentially excluding middle-earning households from assistance programs. Legislators are demanding detailed comparisons of original budgets versus current projections and tighter contingency lines and change order policies to ensure transparency and accountability. They also noted issues with contractor capacity, with some firms stretched thin across multiple jobs. Lawmakers asked for detailed comparisons of original budgets versus current projections, insisting that contingency lines and change order policies be tightened so the public can see where money is going and how decisions are made. Critical shortages in fire and EMS public safety is at risk due to a severe crisis characterized by a significant lack of personnel and outdated failing equipment within the VI Fire and Emergency Medical Services. The agency struggles with recruitment and retention, leading to insufficient staff and fire trucks and ambulances, frequently out of service due to mechanical failures. This directly impacts optimal response times to fires, medical emergencies, and other critical incidents, with the reliability of these essential services hangs in the balance. Officials are appealing for increased funding for more competitive salaries and benefits, new recruitment classes, and fleet replacement. The Virgin Islands Fire and Emergency Medical Services is confronting a severe crisis characterized by a significant lack of personnel and outdated failing equipment, raising concerns about public safety across the territory. The territory experienced a significant generation shortfall at the Randolph-Harley power plant, triggered widespread outages across St. Thomas and parts of St. John, leading to rolling interruptions. This incident renewed calls for faster integration of new resources, including storage-backed solar projects. In response, the Water and Power Authority WAPA board authorized agreements to add battery energy storage at the Fortuna and Bovoni solar facilities, aiming to capture more midday production and release it when demand peaks. These systems are crucial for stabilizing the grid's frequency, preventing the cascading blackouts, and reducing reliance on aging thermal units. WAPA also secured a multi-year maintenance contract with Wärtsilä to service the territory's critical battery energy storage systems, emphasizing proactive upkeep for optimal performance and longevity. Storage is a practical bridge between intermittent renewables and 24/7 power needs. Getting the contracts and integration right affects reliability and rates. The battery systems play a vital role in modernizing the territory's power generation. They function by storing excess energy produced by the authority's generators, and then rapidly deploying that power back into the grid when needed. A significant breakthrough has been announced. The government of the Virgin Islands has successfully secured the local matching funds required to unlock billions of dollars in federal aid from the Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA. This achievement is set to accelerate the rebuilding of critical infrastructure that was damaged or destroyed during the 2017 hurricanes, including hospitals, schools, public housing, and power grid upgrades. This clearing of a major hurdle promises economic stimulus and a safer, more resilient future for the Virgin Islands. This achievement is poised to accelerate the rebuilding of critical infrastructure that was damaged or destroyed during the 2017 hurricanes. The Department of Public Works (DPW) budget is under intense scrutiny from senators who are questioning road repair and gut cleaning plans. Lawmakers voiced the frustrations of their constituents, citing numerous roads riddled with potholes and demanding a clear timeline for when specific highly trafficked roads would be addressed. Challenges include federal funding delays, supply chain issues for asphalt, and the constant need to coordinate with the Water and Power Authority. The budget allocated to this department determines the quality of roads, the effectiveness of flood prevention measures, and the management of waste, making these legislative oversight hearings a crucial part of ensuring government accountability for essential services. The VI Port Authority, VIPA, has received a substantial multi-million-dollar grant from the Federal Aviation Administration for the long-awaited terminal expansion project at Cyril E. King Airport on St. Thomas. This project aims to address capacity issues and will include new passenger boarding jet bridges, an expansion of the arrivals and departures lounge areas, upgrades to the baggage handling system, and the modernization of restroom facilities. This is considered a critical infrastructure investment that will directly support the territory's tourism-based economy. A modern and welcoming airport creates a positive first impression for visitors and is essential for attracting new airline routes and maintaining a competitive edge in the Caribbean tourism market. Efforts are underway to strengthen the Virgin Islands economy through education, tourism, and cultural initiatives, while also addressing community safety and health concerns. The Department of Tourism reports a highly successful summer tourism season with robust visitor arrival numbers that have exceeded expectations. This strong performance indicates a continued and vigorous recovery of the territory's primary economic engine. High hotel occupancy rates and an increase in both air and cruise arrivals are contributing to hundreds of construction jobs, stimulate local businesses, and provide a much-needed boost to the territory's economy. Strong visitor numbers translate directly into jobs, business revenue, and tax collections that fund essential public services. A successful season indicates economic health and stability, fostering confidence and investment in the community while demonstrating the territory's resilience and appeal on the world stage. The Brian Roach administration is launching a series of new and ongoing initiatives aimed at strengthening the public education system, focusing on enhancing teacher recruitment and retention, upgrading school facilities, and modernizing the curriculum. This includes signing bonuses for teachers in critical need areas, a student loan forgiveness program, and building brand new state-of-the-art campuses. Furthermore, a community town hall discussed the planned Virgin Islands Technical College, aiming to align training with real jobs across healthcare, construction trades, information technology, and marine services. The University of the Virgin Islands also announced a new Bachelor of Science degree program in Marine and Environmental Science, positioning UVI as a leading institution for marine research and education in the Caribbean and aligning with the blue economy concept. A strong technical college can tie education directly to jobs, helping families and employers while keeping talent in the territory. The quality of the public education system directly shapes the future of the Virgin Islands. These initiatives impact thousands of students, teachers, and families. Transparent management of niche government assets strengthens fiscal credibility and can translate into better borrowing terms and more stable budgets. A coalition is rallying residents to vote in a national competition that could secure up to $120,000 over 3 years for a free outdoor music series. This initiative aims to activate public spaces with a diverse lineup and mix local talent with touring acts and include youth workshops. This is seen as a way to build momentum for year-round arts programming beyond a single grant cycle. Free public concerts knit communities together, support artists, and enliven shared spaces, small investments with outsized civic returns. Several legal proceedings are shaping public accountability and development, while safety concerns range from road incidents to public health. A federal judge has imposed an October 3rd deadline for key filings in the long-running Coral Bay Marina dispute, signaling impatience with a case that has stretched on for years. The project, which includes environmental objections, permitting battles, and community pushback, remains stalled. Supporters cite potential jobs on St. John, while opponents express concerns about environmental sensitivity in Coral Bay, potential impacts on seagrass and mangroves. The case has become a proxy for how the territory balances growth and conservation. Whatever the outcome, the case has become a proxy for how the territory balances growth and conservation. A federal judge excluded the testimony of a proposed witness in the government's case against Glenda and Clifford Charlemagne, defendants accused in a housing-related fraud matter stemming from post-hurricane reconstruction contracts. This ruling narrows the scope of evidence that jurors may consider, potentially reshaping trial strategy for both sides. The case involves allegations of wire fraud, program fraud, and money laundering conspiracy linked to federal recovery funds, and its outcome could affect public confidence in recovery program oversight. The integrity of disaster recovery spending is central to public trust. Evidentiary rulings like this shape how accountability is achieved in court. A motorcyclist died after a head-on collision on Southside Road on St. Croix, prompting police to urge caution. The incident underscores the dangers of the island's mix of narrow lanes, changing pavement, and scenic distractions. Police are emphasizing the importance of certified helmets and high-visibility clothing, and asking motorists to check mirrors frequently and allow extra following distance behind motorcycles. Reducing severe crashes saves lives and hospital resources. Quick, practical steps from education to engineering can make everyday travel safer. Following a recent storm, the Department of Licensing and Consumer Affairs, DLCA, issued a stern warning to homeowners about the heightened risk of scams perpetrated by unlicensed and fraudulent contractors. Homeowners are urged to be extremely vigilant against contractors who show up uninvited, demand large upfront cash payments, or use high-pressure tactics. The DLCA stresses the importance of verifying business licenses and securing written contracts. This public warning provides actionable advice that empowers homeowners to make informed decisions, avoid fraud, and ensure that their recovery process is not derailed by criminal activity. The Department of Health confirmed 3 new cases of dengue fever on the island of St. Croix, bringing the year's total into double digits. Officials are renewing calls for public vigilance and proactive mosquito control measures, urging residents to tip, toss, and cover standing water and use repellent. Quote, dengue fever is a serious health threat in the Caribbean, and this report serves as a vital reminder for residents to take preventative measures. Police made an arrest in Frederiksted for illegal firearm charges after officers observed a firearm inside the vehicle in plain view during a routine traffic stop. This is part of the VIPD's ongoing effort to remove illegal guns from the streets and to combat violent crime. Separately, a non-fatal shooting in Christiansted left 1 person injured, highlighting the ongoing challenge of illegal firearms and gun violence within the community. This story matters because the proliferation of illegal firearms is directly linked to the high rate of violent crime in the territory. Each illegal gun recovered by police is a potential life saved. The territory continues to focus on environmental protection and climate readiness, from marine conservation to hurricane preparedness and drought management. UVI's new Marine and Environmental Science degree program aims to address pressing environmental challenges such as climate change, coral reef degradation, and marine pollution, leveraging the Caribbean Sea as a natural laboratory. This aligns with the territory's focus on developing a blue economy. By training a new generation of marine scientists and environmental stewards, UVI is making a direct investment in the preservation of the territory's most valuable natural resource. Drought conditions and agricultural impact farmers are facing a crisis as prolonged dry conditions intensify, threatening crops, livestock, and their very livelihoods. Significant lack of rainfall has led to moderate to severe drought conditions, causing plants to wither and cisterns to run low. Farmers are appealing for water subsidies, emergency feed supplies, and technical guidance on drought-resistant farming techniques. This highlights the vulnerability of the territory's food supply and the urgent need for greater investment in water infrastructure and climate-resilient agricultural practices. This story is critically important because it addresses the issue of local food security. The struggles of farmers directly impact the availability and cost of locally grown food for all residents. While the Atlantic is quiet for now, forecasters are monitoring a new wave expected to move off West Africa with conditions that could support gradual development. Residents are reminded to maintain standard preparedness, top off prescription medicines, test generators safely outdoors, trim dangerous limbs, and clear drains ahead of heavy rain events. The overall pattern suggests the door remains open for late season activity. Preparedness messaging during calm periods helps reduce injuries, property loss, and confusion when conditions change quickly. A fast-moving blaze early Wednesday that tore through apartments near the Blackbeard's Castle landmark above Charlotte Amalie caused heavy damage. No serious injuries were reported, but the incident renewed calls for a rapid assessment of any impact on nearby heritage structures and asked for updated fire prevention plans in dense older neighborhoods. Urban fires are not just personal tragedies. They test emergency readiness and protection of historic districts central to identity and tourism. The Virgin Islands mourns the untimely death of beloved figure Jivan Sasso, known as Uncle Men, in a devastating vehicle accident. Sasso was a key member of a prominent local band and cherished for his kind-hearted nature. His passing sparked conversations about safety on local roads. This story underscores the vital role cultural icons play in fostering community identity and resilience, especially in places like the Virgin Islands where traditions help navigate challenges like natural disasters and economic shifts. The VI Housing Authority is temporarily funding refuse removal at its properties due to delays from the responsible organization, covering $20,000 monthly waste costs. This highlights interconnected public services and the need for budget adjustments and fee proposals to stabilize operations within the Waste Management Authority. Reliable waste management is fundamental for public health and quality of life in densely populated islands. This briefing demonstrates that the Virgin Islands are actively addressing a range of complex issues, from infrastructure resilience and economic development to public safety and environmental protection, often with a strong emphasis on community involvement and transparency. These, along with other issues and problems, continue to challenge the islands. What do you think would be good solutions? Let us know by texting your comments to 1-315-898-1249. You can also join our WhatsApp group and get the news, weather, and other insightful information delivered right to your smartphone. To join, text JOIN to 1-315-898-1449. Please include your name in the text message. You will receive a call to verify your request. I'm your reporter, DKS, delivering this report for DGH. Remember DKS DGH. Together we dream kindly, speak deeply, and give hope, because on DGHradio.com, the news never sleeps. Goodbye for now. Ciao.